Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the My Bigfoot Life pre-show, live from Victoria Park here in sunny Bridgewater, down in Somerset. We're counting down to a very special evening, the world premiere of My Bigfoot Life. Over the next few hours, we'll be bringing you exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes stories, music, special guests, and a real look at the journey that brought us all here today. Stay with us. This is just the beginning. Welcome back to the My Bigfoot Life pre-show. I'm pleased to say we have our very first special guest with us here. Joining me is Alexander Garcia. Alexander, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, first of all, what brings you down to our part of the world?
So I'm down here fundamentally to support young Daniel, who is obviously the star of My Bigfoot Life. Ultimately, we're also in an amazing project, very similar on the narrative. So we just worked on a film that's just had its UK premiere called Bigfoot Primal Fit.
Oh, right. Okay. How did you find that whole experience?
Oh, well, moving into the horror world, I've been an action actor for quite some time.
Okay.
Ultimately playing multiple versions of myself, and that's kind of been my lane that I've owned for quite some time. And then coming over into the horror realm, I guess it kind of allows you to play, dare I say, a little bit more. Ultimately moving into more method-based acting. So, yeah, it's quite an experience.
So you say you've been in multiple films before. I mean, what have you been in that we might have seen you in?
So on terrestrial television, you would have seen me in Stephen Graham's The Walk-In. Also Trigger Point, the first season.
Did you get blown up?
No.
Disappointing. Disappointing.
I mean, there were some amazing things that happened in Bigfoot Primal Fear, which I can't really say too much until it obviously gets said publicly. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, my experience and my kind of knowledge of Bigfoot stems from Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes.
If you recall back from the early 90s. So ultimately, to kind of expand my knowledge base about Bigfoot, it's quite an amazing subject matter to kind of delve into.
Well, the people that make the films and follow Bigfoot are incredibly passionate, aren't they?
Oh, most certainly. It's definitely got a niche and a lane of its own, right?
Oh, it certainly has. So, I mean, obviously, we've got My Bigfoot Life, which we're premiering tonight, which is connected to Bigfoot, but also it's more about family and autism and obviously Daniel's journey, isn't it?
Yes, massively. I mean, what I've learned and what I've known about Daniel thus far is all amazing. I mean, being somebody who suffered with autism, being mute, unable to speak, and then obviously coming out into the old world, and he kind of found his space and found his voice in the forest.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful thing.
So how did you get to know Daniel in the first place?
So again, I think my first introduction to Daniel in a physical pretense would have been at the Primal Fear premiere. Such a lovely inspiration, and it only just came to my knowledge. He was only 16 years old.
Yes.
I mean, wow. I mean, for someone who's overcome so many things within such a short space of time in his life, what an amazing, inspirational young human being.
Isn't it just? And the thing is that actually with My Bigfoot Life, it's worth watching, even if you're not interested in the Bigfoot aspect of it. Actually, just the whole story behind it is worth watching it anyway. It's so moving, isn't it?
I think it's got such a wholesome kind of feel to it. I mean, they've expressed and discussed certain subject matters regarding it. Now, this will be my first time to actually watch it. So,
right, okay.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to really see Daniel's journey from the beginning, because I understand it's been covering his lifespan since 5 years old.
Yes, it does. Yeah, and the family are all in it as well.
The challenges in which he faced, the obstacles he had to overcome.
And I'm sure that some of the obstacles that he has overcome, you'll be looking at and kind of internally going, I know exactly what he was going through there. That touched the nerve for me as well.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I'm a 42-year-old man, and ultimately had to navigate my own way through life, and ultimately what an inspiration this young man is to so many other young people who are suffering with similar.
How have you found that in your acting life? Has that kind of impacted on what you've been able to do?
In terms of the things that I've had to navigate?
Yes.
So ultimately, yeah, massively. I mean, ultimately acting is reacting, right? So living such a colourful life, I won't go into too much detail.
No.
But ultimately that allows you to really kind of tap into those emotions. Yeah. Because as I said, acting is reacting. And ultimately, if you can tap into those raw emotions that you're able to feel and display. I mean, when people watch movies or watch anything on the television, they don't want to see people act. They want to see a portrayal of real emotion.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's really helped me massively in my journey. So, yeah, I'm really stoked and excited and looking forward to seeing what he's done with this amazing little project.
And that's the more to come in just a little bit of time. Right, we're going to take a very short break. We'll be back with Alexander in a few minutes.
The network of lore, chasing the unknown forever.
Legend Seekers Network.
We're back again with Alexander Garcia, who is our very first special guest here on the special pre-show of My Bigfoot Life. Alexander, we were talking just now about the fact that obviously you starred in many, many things in your career, and you're still only 42, and you don't look it.
God bless you. Flattery gets you anyway.
41 a bit, but not 42.
Yeah. Well, I'm 25 for the next 10 years. But
So what interesting things have happened to you kind of behind the scenes that we don't get to see?
Okay, so ultimately, I think my whole journey moving into the creative arts stemmed from legacy. So ultimately, it's always been about leaving something tangible, credible, inspirational, something motivational behind. So yeah, that's kind of where I went. Now moving into the creative industries, I've done everything from producing, directing, acting, stunt performing, also own a production company, which is a cross-Atlantic company.
Okay.
I've moved away from the producing and directing sides of things, albeit said I've done 3 short films and a documentary on an amazing subject matter. Dave Courtney, God bless you. It was your birthday most recently, God bless you, Dave. Now, ultimately, obviously, there's been multiple moving parts to what make up my life. There's been a lot of trauma, which, again, having all of these kind of circumstances that present themselves in real life, the colors that you can present, they just make you a better character in life. So,
did you find that the trauma side can kind of affect the roles that you play? Maybe even if it's in a cathartic way.
To be quite frank with you, for the last kind of 6 years within this industry, I've been doing this for about 7 years.
Right.
I kind of own the naughty boy lane. So,
Okay.
my life's been colourful. So that's kind of moved me into a method realm, or kind of almost like stuck in one, like typecast, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
So I'm heavily tattooed. I'm from London. I've got a bit of a Cockney accent. So ultimately, obviously, when I've been casted for specific roles, it's kind of been centralized around my authentic character.
Yeah.
Now, I believe there's two kind of actors in this world. You've got a product actor, and then you've got a method actor. Now, product actors will be the likes of Dwayne Johnson, Mark Wahlberg, Jason Statham. People, again, go time and time again to see these characters.
Yes.
Because it's them that they're buying into as the product.
Yes.
So ultimately, whatever project or film comes out, they're more than happy to see that character replicate whatever imagery or whatever character they're supposed to portray. Because they're kind of bringing about 80 to 90% of their authentic self and 10% of what the director wants. But now where I'm at, I'm quite comfortable within my acting career now. But I'd like to delve into more method realm of acting. There's a couple of amazing projects that we got in the pipeline. I can't say too much about them because NDAs and such forth and so on like that. So obviously you have to honor that. But it's definitely allowing me to really kind of move into the character element. So we're moving away from Alex and bringing more of the portrayal of the character.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I'm really excited for the journey ahead, and I'm so grateful for the journey that's been behind.
What made you make the decision to kind of switch sides of the camera? Because you say you've done production, you've done director, but you kind of want to do more of the acting side.
Well, I've always been a creative person.
Right.
So my creative origins, if you want to call it that, stem from music. I'm somewhat of an extrovert, and very comfortable in front of the camera. Trying to manage, independent films is mainly what I've delivered as a producer and director. And working in independent cinema, you have to wear multiple hats. So there's high levels of pressure. You go to a theatre to watch a play. The narrative of the word play is adults play.
Yes.
So ultimately, it allows me to be an adult and play.
Well, it's like I say in my line of work, it beats having a proper job, really, doesn't it? Because it strikes me, looking in from the outside, that it's not something that you can just kind of clock in at 9 o'clock, clock out at 5 o'clock. You've got to look forward to turning up to work and actually want to get in and do it.
You've got to commit yourself to the very thing that you're doing, right? And when you're doing something that you're passionate about, the money is the byproduct of the passion. You're not there for the pound note. You're not there for the money. You're there because you're passionate about what you do. And when you can turn your passion into your job, dare I say it, it's a beautiful thing.
It sounds it. It sounds it. Okay, we're going to take a very quick short break, and we'll be back one more time with Alexander in just a couple of moments.
Night falls on the Somerset plain, mud and mist, blood and pain, footsteps echo, hearts grow faint. Who survived to see the dawn? The last stand, the final roar, echoes of Sedgemoor. Through the fog, through the fight, we held on, but lost the night. Pitchforks raised, no swords in hand, farmers marching on the land. A king's wrath we dared to withstand. Dreams of freedom turned to ash. Drums like thunder history whispers our refrain. The last day and the final roar, echoes of Sedgemoor. Through the fog, through the fight, we held on, but lost the night. Did you see the lanterns flicker? Did you hear the cannons roar? Men once brothers, now divided, lying still on Sedgemoor. The last day and the final roar, echoes of Sedgemoor. Through the fog, through the fight, we held on, but lost the night.
Welcome back. We are live from Victoria Park, and we are part of the My Bigfoot Life pre-show. And our first guest this afternoon is Alexander Garcia. Now, Alexander, you got involved with this new Bigfoot film that you were mentioning earlier on, Bigfoot Primal Life.
Yeah, so how that all kind of manifested itself and came about was I virtually met an amazing human being called Craig David Dowsett.
Yeah.
We were part of an independent project roughly about 3 years ago. Here we were sitting there, the energies just collided, and it was just phenomenal. Next minute, he's telling me about a project that he's looking to bring to life. Didn't give me no relevancy or subject matter centralized around the project.
Helpful.
Yeah, but ultimately, I mean, such an amazing human being. I was like, mate, whatever you're doing, I would love to be a part of it. Then obviously, more than just bringing a film into existence, he's brought into existence a production company, which is called CD Productions. It's somewhat of a film family, so it's an amazing space and place to be. Everybody's there to support each other, root for each other, and kind of be cheerleaders in each other's corner. So it's phenomenal. That project itself was an independent film. I was very honored and graced with a privilege to honor somebody else with a cast member within the film. Somebody unfortunately dropped out.
Right.
Craig reached out to me and said, Al, is there anyone you know? And thank God that he trusted my ability to bring somebody else good to the table, which then allowed us to have a full solidified cast for the project. I mean, the film itself, I can't give too much away.
No, I wouldn't want you to.
But we had the premiere the other day, and it was so phenomenal. I mean, it's got stories within stories. I mean, we've also got young Daniel, as we said, from My Bigfoot Life. We've got some amazing people from the USA who's also done a documentary centralized and based on Bigfoot, along with kind of strange paranormal activity. So it's quite an amazing, awesome project to be a part of, and it'll be coming to a screen near you real soon.
Fantastic. And after that, what's next for you?
Oh, mate. So we're working on a project with CD Productions at the moment called Retribution. That's an amazing action film. So CD are doing some amazing things. Not only that, but there's Craig David Dowsett's partner, Emma Dowsett. She's also taken on board a challenge of creating a Comic-Con management talent agency in which that I'm a part of. And ultimately, there's a few Comic-Con events that we'll be taking part in as a direct result.
Fantastic stuff. It's really, really exciting times then all around, isn't it?
Oh, massively.
Alexander, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Really appreciate your time. Can't wait to see the film. And you mentioned Emma, and in fact, our next guest in just a few minutes' time will be Emma Dowsett. But in the meantime, Alexander, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
I was just a kid with stories, Mud on my boots, wild in my eyes. You never laughed at the footprints. You just asked me to tell you why. Mom made tea at the table. Dad sat somewhere right behind. You held the map when I got lost, pointing me to my own life. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Nanny saved your old home movies. Gramps told tales by the fire's glow. They lit the spark in my chest. Said chase the things that you know. Hill, it pulls me back to earth when my head's up in the pines. She'll say, breathe, just be Daniel. Don't get lost in your own mind. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Ryan's like a Bigfoot brother, always there in the dark. Oh yeah, loves me hard when I stumble, laughs with me at my scars. Brian walks like a wise old trail guide, speaks truth, soft and slow. Chris is that warm camp lantern, safe light anywhere I go. Ronnie said, kid, I believe you, when the world just shook its head. Monica bet on this story, through the good and all the dread. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile, all of your hearts in the spotlight. Every name in my sky. From the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. If they ask how I got here, I won't talk about luck or time. I'll just say your names one by one. You're the reason for my Bigfoot life.
Welcome back to the My Bigfoot Life pre-show, live from Victoria Park Community Centre here in Bridgewater. And I've been joined by the very talented and very lovely Emma Dowsett. Emma, welcome.
Hello, my lovely. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Now, you should have heard what our last guest was saying about you. Good, great.
He was probably slating me, probably.
Actually, we're saying very nice things about you.
I'll be nice to him then after this.
Now, he was saying that you've just set up this Comic-Con talent agency.
Yes, I have, yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, obviously, we do Comic-Cons all the time, obviously, because my husband is Winnie the Pooh, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we've got some amazing actors, and we're going to try and get them on the Comic-Con scene as well. They deserve it, so...
Yeah. Now, you've been heavily involved with the whole My Bigfoot Life project all the way through, really, haven't you? And Craig have.
Yeah.
How did you first of all get involved with Daniel? How did you meet Daniel? And what did you make of this day? He would have been, 15, I guess, at the time, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Me and Daniel hit it off like brother and sister as soon as we met. And we met at a Comic-Con. It was Daniel's and Craig's Comic-Con. And everyone was just like, oh my God, I've done a Bigfoot documentary. And Craig was like, oh my God, I'm doing a Bigfoot film. And do you want to be in it? And that was it. Like, friendship just started. And then I think Daniel's rang me 6 times a day ever since. So he's like my little brother. So I love him dearly. So
I mean, what have you made of the whole Bigfoot Life project?
Amazing. Like, to see a family that's so passionate. And obviously we have autistic children. So seeing Daniel with his autism, you know, it gives you a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Of seeing someone accomplish so much with what people say is a bad sort of prognosis. It's lovely to see such an amazing young man.
Well, it's a great way actually of being able to, if you take Daniel's story, if you have autistic children, you can see that actually genuinely there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is a way forward.
Massively.
You know, and it doesn't have to be this whole stigma attached to it.
No, exactly. And Daniel, he literally makes me smile. If I don't get that phone call from him, it makes me sad because I love hearing what he's up to, what he's doing, and everything. And family, it is like our second family, really. They really are. So,
yeah, that's something that I have noticed through my own connection to it all, is that everybody is so incredibly close.
Yeah.
And it is like one big, huge
Massively.
family. And even Alexander, who obviously is a relative newcomer to the group, he said it's everybody looks out for everybody else.
Yeah, that's pretty much our role for the tribe. You know, everyone looks after each other, and that's how it always stays. So it's really lovely. And obviously the documentary, we've seen it several times, and it just gets better and better every time you watch it. So everyone must.
Have you managed to watch it yet without needing a tissue?
No, no, but it, you know, obviously I'm Daniel's agent as well for Comic Cons, so like we all have a close bond, which is amazing, and I think you can see that through everything we do, to be honest. So
yeah, and obviously you've been involved in Craig's new film as well, haven't you?
I'm sort of bossing everyone around. I'm not in the film.
No.
So
couldn't afford your acting fee, you know.
No, my husband definitely couldn't afford my acting fee, but it's been amazing. And obviously we did our red carpet last weekend. Seeing them all walk down the red carpet was epic. It was so amazing. So we're really lucky. We're in a good position, and we just hope everyone enjoys it. You know, My Bigfoot Life, Primal Fear, you know, and we've got so much more coming. So it's exciting.
It's a real case of watch this space.
It is. CD Productions is up and coming, and we're just going to keep going. So, and we love it.
Brilliant. Emma, thank you so much for joining us afternoon. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And well, we'll be catching up with Craig in just a few minutes.
Good luck.
At the river where us red clay, bottle in the ditch, Bible in the hay, dust in my teeth, name on your stone. I talk to your ghost on this dead end road. This gravel road gospel ain't saving my soul. Just a hard luck hymn with a heart full of holes. I stomp and I holler till my curses turn cold. This gravel road gospel is all it.
Welcome back to the My Bigfoot Life pre-show, and been joined by none other than Winnie the Pooh.
Hello.
It's Craig Dowsett. Craig, welcome.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Now, you've been a very busy boy, haven't you, recently? We can talk about all the bits and pieces you've had going on and some of the stuff that you've done as well. But I suppose the obvious place to start is your involvement with My Bigfoot Life. How did that all come about in the first place?
So I met Daniel Lee Barnett about 9 months ago at a Comic Con called Feel the Force.
Right.
And you know what? Our tables were next to each other. And I could see what he was setting up and what was going on. I caught a look at the Bigfoot poster, and I said to myself, oh, wow, look at what he's doing, you know, because we at the time were in production with Bigfoot Primal Fear, which is a horror film based on Bigfoot. So I went up to Daniel and I introduced myself, and I said, oh, I can see what you're doing with Bigfoot there. I said, I'm making a horror film with Bigfoot. Do you want to be in it? And straight away he was like, yeah, let's do it. That'd be excellent. So that's kind of how our relationship started. And we've grown closer and closer. And on the months, we've worked together on Legend Seekers, which is a TV series that they're doing at the moment. He brought me over to watch My Bigfoot Life with him. oh, fantastic. You know, like Emma said, we've seen it 3 or 4 times now, and every time you watch it, you become more and more inspired by the story and everything. So yeah, it's a fantastic friendship, and we're working on many projects to come, and some exciting stuff to come.
Because this isn't like your first move into films, is it? You've done stuff previously. I mean, as Emma mentioned, and as I said at the start, obviously you played Winnie the Pooh. You're well known as the Winnie the Pooh character, aren't you?
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
So that came about, so when COVID hit in 2020, I got to the stage in my life where I was like, what do I want to do next once we come out of this terrible situation with the pandemic? And my background in martial arts was making me think I'd love to do some fight scenes, action stuff and stunts in films. So I started gauging that route, traveling the country, meeting people that do that and work in that kind of industry. And then it was one of those ones where the more you meet people, the more opportunities suddenly arise. So I got my first few gigs doing some background stuff, and then the director was like, "Hey, we're doing a horror film next to do with Winnie the Pooh. You know, do you want to be in it?" And I'm scratching my head thinking, are they having a laugh, or is this actually real? So they were like, "Well, your size and stature is what we're looking for to play the lead character, the protagonist as Winnie the Pooh." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it." And then what was made to be a low-budget B-movie indie film, straight to DVD kind of thing, just took off throughout the world. Just went absolutely nuts. The whole world went berserk for it. It broke the internet overnight, and then all of a sudden we were in Mexico City for the world premiere, then Los Angeles, then Glasgow for the UK premiere, Amsterdam, and just went viral, went crazy, and has done very, very well for itself.
Yeah, and of course it's paved the way for you to be able to do all the bits and pieces that you've been able to do since.
Exactly, yeah. It's going from actor to now I'm directing my own independent films with my directional debut in Bigfoot Primal Fear, which we just had our London red carpet premiere for last Saturday. Oh, that was amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. Really awesome event. Just to see your work on the big screen in the cinema is a feeling you never forget. I worked hard on it for about a year, filming it with the post-production and the editing and the sounds and everything. Yeah, to see it come to life, and everyone there in it, watching it, enjoying it, seeing themselves. Yeah, it's a great feeling. Really, really good.
How difficult have you found it kind of moving from kind of being one side of the camera to being the other side of the camera and doing all the directing stuff? Because it's a world of difference, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. When you're an actor, you go on set, you've got your script, you know your role, and you're there to do that job. When you're a director, you're in charge of the whole production, and especially as I wrote the film as well.
Oh, right.
So it's a world of difference. It's a good learning curve. I mean, all the film sets I've been on, when I've not been in scenes, I've kind of sat back and watched what's going on, watch how the directors do it, how the first ADs, the sound guy, trying to learn a little bit from all of them, just to take with me into this journey of directing my own films. So it did help me. So I didn't kind of go into it flying completely blind. It did help me. So yeah. So
is the plan then for the future to stay behind the camera, telling people what to do, rather than being in front of the camera, being told what to do?
Yeah, to be honest, acting was how I started. If a role come up and someone said, "We want you to play this," I'll do it. I'm quite happy to do it. But for the moment, we're concentrating on what we're doing with our films. We've got 7 or 8 films in pre-production. Bigfoot's about to come out in the worldwide. So yeah.
How is that from your point of view? Because obviously, as we mentioned, you've had the red carpet launch in London, but still, obviously, it's waiting now to come out everywhere else. As it's your baby, isn't it? Because as you say, you wrote it, you directed it, you done all this work on it. How nerve-wracking is it for you? Because obviously, you believe in the film.
Yeah.
But I guess you never really know how it's going to be appreciated by the public until the public actually do get to see it.
Yeah, critics can be very, very harsh creatures.
Yes.
But it's part of the job. It was the same with acting. With my Winnie the Pooh role, we got such bad criticism. People weren't happy what we'd done with the beloved character. we've got death threats. I still get them now occasionally. What have you done to my favourite childhood character? So unfortunately, criticism comes hand in hand with this industry. You've just got to roll with punches. You know, what I always say is it's always optional. If you don't like the film, you don't have to watch it. You know, they're in control of that. But no, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for the release. I generally think people will have a good time with it, have some fun with it. So, and it's my first film, so you know,
This
can't
in many
expect
ways
a blockbuster.
But you never know, though, because as you say, you know, the Winnie the Pooh role, you thought it was going to go straight to DVD, and that was it. And then look how that absolutely exploded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, you just never know. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we're sat here in 6 months' time and well, actually, you probably wouldn't want to talk to me then.
On a yacht in Monaco somewhere.
Yes, so doing it via Zoom, you know, because you're sat there and Emma bossing you around. It's been all.
As always.
So how did you get involved with the whole Bigfoot side of things in the first place? What kind of prompted your interest in it?
So I've always had an interest in Bigfoot, really, since I was a kid, you know. And it's always been my kind of, not fantasy, but dream to kind of make a film with Bigfoot in it.
Yeah.
And because of my horror background, I was like, it's got to be a horror film. It can't be a serious documentary. I've got to have some fun with it. Do a horror version of him tearing people up in the woods.
Yeah, I don't think it would work really, would it? With Bigfoot, you know, finding the love of his life, and settling down, and having a family and everything else. It's not what we want.
Behind its ears.
So what's next for you then? You know, obviously you've got Bigfoot Primasphere, which is coming out, which obviously we can't wait to see. I've not seen it yet. Not been invited to the premiere or anything like that. But what's next for you after that then? Is it a case of you've just got to ride with all the promotional stuff for the moment?
Yeah.
But you've probably got your next project that you're starting to
Oh,
work on.
yeah. So we're halfway through filming Retribution, which is our next film. That's an action gangster film. We've still got some more days to shoot on that. Then in March, we start Dracula versus Frankenstein's Monster, which is another horror film. We're up in Chillingham Castle to film that up in Northumbria. Wow. So that's going to be really exciting.
At least it'll be a bit warmer by then.
Oh, yeah. We've got many more in pre-production. So as the months roll by, we'll get started with them. And then my Comic-Con tour around the world starts again in March. So I'm stateside a lot, Europe, doing the Comic-Con tour still for Winnie the Pooh. Still getting lots of bookings for that, so it's great.
Does that mean then you're going to have two stands going forward? One for you with your Winnie the Pooh stuff and one with your other bits and pieces?
Absolutely, yeah. It's all about promotion, so it's great to travel around the world and do these Comic-Cons and promote what I'm doing on top of what I've already done, so it's great. Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to see it all. We really can't. Craig, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Always good to see you. I'll let you go and to see what Emma's up to now. And we'll be back with you in just a few minutes' time with Brian King Sharp. He's on the way for you next. Welcome back to my Bigfoot Life pre-show live from Victoria Park. Been joined by another guest. I'm pleased to welcome all the way from North Carolina. It's Brian King-Sharp. Brian, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, for people who may not know too much about you, obviously we can cover how you got involved with the whole documentary in just a second, but how did you meet Daniel in the first place?
A mutual friend actually introduced us, a researcher from the United States named Amy Boo, who does Project Zoo Book. She works with scientists that are interested in the Bigfoot subject, and they do meetings and take a very scientific approach and looking into the subject. And Amy actually reached out to me and told me about Daniel, and I do a podcast called Sasquatch Odyssey, where I interview people who have had experiences with Bigfoot, do research. And Amy reached out to me and said, hey, you got to look into this kid over in the UK. He found some interesting things in the forest and did some eDNA, and I think he'd be great for your show. So she kind of connected us. And of course, when she said he was a 13-year-old autistic kid, I was like, hey, I don't have a problem doing that, but I kind of like to meet his parents first.
Yes.
So we reached out to Craig and spoke to Craig and Gemma. Craig said, yeah, he's doing interview scheduling. He'd love to come on the show. And I had him on as a guest, and we clicked immediately. He was an amazing kid. The research he was doing and the way he was approaching the subject grabbed me immediately. And we became fast friends.
Yeah.
And he was starting his own podcast at that point, and it kind of blossomed from there. I kind of helped him with his podcast. I was a guest on there. I did some co-hosting with him, and the rest is history.
So how did you, first of all, get involved in the whole Sasquatch Bigfoot life, as it were?
I grew up in the North Georgia mountains. I was born and raised there, and I grew up hearing those stories of, they called him the hairy man over there,
right?
Boogers and those kind of things. They didn't use Bigfoot and Sasquatch. It wasn't really in the nomenclature in that area. But I grew up hearing those stories from my great-grandparents and the people that my parents were friends with. My dad had a Native American friend who was Cherokee. He talked about their oral history and their lore surrounding those creatures. And there was one story in particular that stuck out to me about a ginseng hunter that had went up on a mountain and had a very close-up encounter with one of those creatures. And that story always fascinated me because I didn't know if it was real.
Yeah.
Right? It was one of those things where, are they just telling me that to get me to come home when it gets dark and not being in the woods after dark? But I grew up with those kind of stories, and then I had my own experience when I was 12.
Oh, right. Okay.
I was out hunting in an area on the property where we lived, and I didn't get to see what it was, but I heard some gruffing, and just, it sounded like a bluff charge. If you're familiar with gorillas, if people have seen those in the zoos or whatever, they do this bluff charge thing. It's kind of an intimidation display. And that's what was happening on the other side of this brush that I could hear, but I never saw what it was. So I was always fascinated with the possibility that that's what I had encountered. So I grew up, and as things do, life happens. I became a police officer, and when you're a police officer, you don't really talk about cryptids and UFOs and strange things that go up in the night.
I can understand, yeah.
So I kind of suppressed that for the entire time I was a police officer. And when I left that position and started getting back into the subject as an adult, the fascination just grew from there. I started interviewing people for the podcast, and it's just always been a lifelong thing that I've been in search of.
And here you are now over here as part of the, well, you are part of the Bigfoot family now, really, aren't you? The Bigfoot Life family, aren't you? Daniel's family. It's like we've said with a couple of other people we've had on the show already today, that you can't get to know Daniel without becoming part of his family, really. And it is a very close-knit family, isn't it?
It really is. We were talking about that over dinner last night. When you meet people, particularly in Bigfoot, that's one of the things that I've enjoyed the most. The subject is fascinating. The interviews are great. The encounters are fantastic. But it's the people that you meet that this subject brings people together from all walks of life that would have never met otherwise. I would have never met Daniel and his family had it not been for the subject of Bigfoot. And I'm very thankful for that. My family has grown exponentially around the world because of the subject.
Yeah. Did you find that there are still people who will just actually instantly dismiss it? Because you said, obviously, as a policeman, you couldn't talk about it so much. Is it just a case of it's because there are people who just kind of actually, you can't be that good as a policeman if you believe in Bigfoot and follow the stories?
Sure. That's a good point. I wrote my first book a couple of years ago, Sasquatch Unleashed, The Truth Behind the Legend, and I did an entire chapter. The chapter is named can we convict Sasquatch in a court of law based on the evidence at hand? Because I think that's the problem. There are so many people that just dismiss it offhandedly because it's just a taboo subject. It's a funny subject. You've seen Harry and the Hendersons. It's a comical thing that happens. The Jack Flinks commercials where the Sasquatch is the butt of the joke. But when you do that without looking at the actual evidence, when you get into the evidence that exists for the existence of these creatures, it's hard to deny it. But if you just have a cursory understanding of it as a joke, then I think it's easy to dismiss. But once you get into the actual evidence, and whether you have an experience or not, I think it's certain we can convict them in a court of law for existing. If we were to put it on trial today, I'm thinking we're going to get a conviction.
Yeah. So have you had any other experiences since that when you were 12?
Yes. I've been to many places looking for these creatures. I've had experiences on my own property. We own 40 acres up in North Carolina, and we found footprints there. We've heard vocalizations there. Never seen a creature there. I went out on an expedition a couple of years ago, back in 2023 up in Canada. I was in the Radium Hot Springs area, had rocks thrown at me there. We had tons of vocalizations, tons of tree structures. I found trackways that were 30, 40 footsteps long in areas that we were 18 miles deep in the woods. There were no other human beings in that area besides us. So it left one option for what left those very human-like footprints. And then obviously, if you've seen the documentary, we had some pretty amazing experiences while filming My Bigfoot Life out in the Pacific Northwest. And we actually I got to see these creatures 3 times in 2 days on that expedition. So,
which must have been such an incredible moment for you.
Absolutely. The quintessential moment for me. Yeah. It was a life-changing moment because if people listen to the show, if you followed my journey through my Bigfoot life, if you will, I'm very skeptical. I'm still very skeptical of people and the phenomenon itself, but I'm not skeptical about Bigfoot anymore because I've seen them with my own eyes. Yeah. But I think skepticism is healthy. I think everybody needs to have a skeptical approach to evidence and take a very scientific Occam's razor sort of approach to the subject. Because I think if you don't, you're going to get fooled a lot, and B, you're doing yourself and the subject a disservice, in my opinion.
Yes, yeah. And it's interesting, without saying too much about what happens in the documentary itself, but it did have quite a profound effect on you, didn't it, at the time, it's fair to say?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a very profound moment for many reasons. And the emotion is real, for sure. Part of the emotion that I was experiencing is some of the doubt and the skepticism that I had throughout my journey, my Bigfoot journey. So that hit me all at once when I knew there was no reason to be skeptical about these creatures anymore. So that was a big part of the emotion. And the other part of it was just being able to experience it with my newfound family. Yeah. And the people that were around me when that happened was absolutely overwhelming.
You couldn't have picked find a bunch of people to be with at that moment, really, could you?
I would not have wanted to be there with anybody else.
No. Now, you mentioned about podcasts and so on a little bit earlier on. I know that you've actually been mentoring Daniel, haven't you, and helping him with all his bits and pieces. How did that come about? Was that just an offshoot of what you were already doing? Or?
Yeah, I'd been doing my show for a couple of years at that point, and I'd gotten pretty proficient at it. It's a pretty popular show in the Bigfoot genre. And I was thrilled to hear that Daniel was dipping his toe into the podcasting world. I love that thing just in and of itself. I love the actual act of sitting down and doing interviews like this and the creativity that goes into, it's not just flipping on a microphone. You know better than anybody, the work that goes into it behind the scenes. And that was one of the things I love to get into with Daniel. And I've seen him grow as a podcaster with his interviewing skills and the way he produces the show. It's been absolutely, amongst everything else he's done, just phenomenal to watch him grow as a podcaster.
It's not just as a podcaster though he's grown, is it? I mean, in the short time that you've known him, I've known him a lot longer, but to actually see where he was and where he is now, it's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unfathomable. I mean, if you've not been in the circle to see the behind the scenes, everything's not great. That's part of the struggle and part of life is going through tough things and seeing him go through some of the challenges that most people don't know he goes through. and what that's like, and to see the people around him rally and be a part of his growth has just been absolutely amazing. But when it boils down to it, ultimately it comes down to him and his fortitude and his drive. And I've never seen anybody more driven, more focused on the task at hand. It's been an amazing journey just to watch that.
And if you want to see just how far the journey has come, then make sure you watch My Bigfoot Life. All I can say, Brian, is thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your stay over here in the UK. Well, that's my little bit done for the moment, and I'm going to make way now for a genuine legend. That's what he told me to say. Okay. RPG is on the way.
The river will rush red clay, bottle in the ditch, Bible in the hay, dusting my teeth, name on your stone. I talk to your ghost on this dead end road. This gravel road gospel ain't saving my soul. Just a hard luck hymn with a heart full of holes. I stomp and I holler till my curses turn cold. This gravel road gospel is all that I hold. Preacher took the money, left town at dawn. Mama kept praying, but the light stayed gone. I bartered my faith for a pack and a flame. Now the smoke draws circles round your forgotten name. This gravel road gospel ain't saving my soul. Just a hard luck hymn with a heart full of holes. I stomp and I holler till my curses turn cold. This gravel road gospel is all that I hold. Come instead. If the angels won't sing, let the wolves howl instead. Oh Lord, if I'm bound to be lost, let me walk till I'm dead, with this dirt in my lungs and your voice in my head. This gravel road gospel ain't saving my soul. Just a hard luck hymn with a heart full of holes. I stomp and I holler till my blood runs cold. This gravel road gospel is all that I hold.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bigfoot and Little Feet, RPG here in England, rocking it at the pre-show for My Bigfoot Life premiere. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. We've got the High Sheriff to the King showing up, and guess what? She's bringing her Lord of Greystoke's sword. I'm hoping to touch it, and I'm hoping not to get cut up with it. She's also bringing the ladies in waiting. I don't know what that means as an American, but I'm excited to find out. I'm visualizing beautiful flowing white dresses and flowers in the hair and just almost gliding effortlessly over the ground as they come in. And I hope I'm allowed to look at them and admire the raw beauty that England has to offer. I would like to say you're welcome to England for bringing the sun to Bridgewater. 2 days ago, I ended up getting a sunburn, humble brag, in the great free state of Florida. And when I came over, as we were flying in the airplane, they said, "Oh, we have clear skies for once." And I was like, "Great." And I looked out and it was all gray. So I guess over here, gray skies means clear skies. So, but it was raining a little bit. And now the skies have opened up for Daniel Lee Barnett and his family as we cruise into this final celebration for this amazing film. If you have not had a chance to see it, please do yourself and your family a favor and go check it out on Amazon Prime. It is one of the top downloads or pre-orders for Apple TV. You can even find it on YouTube to watch it. It is everything you want in a film, okay? It has high adventure, it has high drama, and it has, with those of us as cryptozoologists and people that love to study upon the fringe, it has Bigfoot. What Daniel has been able to do in this time as a Bigfoot researcher is actually profound, okay? Now, one thing that people in our discipline do not give people in England credit for is the fact that there can be no relic hominids in England because all of the forests have been cut down and there's no place for them to hide. We want to say a collective thank you for shutting the book on that and allowing us to be one of very few people to actually explore and look deeper into this legend, okay? So with that said, we're going to bring on a guest in a sec, I would imagine, and I will talk more about how wonderful this film is and why you should see it. I'm the RPG. Yes, under these clothes, I am jacked and excited to be here in England. Let's go, people. My Bigfoot Life.
I was just a kid with stories, mud on my boots, wild in my eyes. You never laughed at the footprints, you just asked me to tell you why. Mom made tea at the table, Dad said somewhere right behind. You held the map when I got lost, pointed me to my own life. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Nanny saved your old home movies, your Gramps told tales by the fire's glow. They lit the spark in my chest, said chase the things that you know. Hill, it pulls me back to earth when my head's up in the pines. She'll say, breathe, just be Daniel, don't get lost in your own mind. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Ryan's like a Bigfoot brother, always there in the dark. Oh yeah, loves me hard when I stumble, laughs with me at my scars. Brian walks like a wise old trail guide, speaks truth, soft and slow. Chris is that warm camp lantern, safe light anywhere I go. Ronnie said, kid, I believe you, when the world just shook its head. Monica bet on this story, through the good and all the dread. This is my...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are live. Hello to everyone out there in the cryptozoological land, RPG, and I am here with a very talented person in the space, our favorite influencer today. This is Regan, and he goes to all the different conferences to interview people and put his fingers on the pulse of these events. And to capture all the things we love most about it. So we just met. So what's awesome is, for those who do not know you, Who are you? Like, what got you into this? Why are you so amazing? Okay.
Wow, that's a lot to live up to.
Well, first of all, the hair is perfect. Look at that hair. He's got Superman all over. Okay, so
I'm from Wales, which is next to England. I was invited here by Daniel today. I want to become a journalist. So for the past 5 years, since I was 12, I've been interviewing people in the entertainment industry. So actors, musicians, vocalists, everything. So I go around lots of different conventions and events, talking to people and finding out more about them. And I know next to nothing about Bigfoot. So I'm really excited to sort of explore this today and learn more about something completely new.
What I love about you is what I loved about Daniel. Age is just a number. You are young, but you have a fire and a passion, and nothing's going to get in your way to become the man that you want to become. Which, just for the record, you're already him. You're already a journalist, and you're knocking it out of the park. You know what level of confidence it takes to, one, be able to walk forward in that direction, but two, to actually do it? People fear public speaking more than they fear anything else.
Yeah.
So where do you get this confidence? And I'm hoping you say mom and dad, but maybe not. but why? How'd you get so cool so young?
I think I always used to be really, really shy in school, always, and then lockdown hit. And I just wanted to do something a bit different. I wanted something to do. I wanted to feel kind of a sense of purpose. So I set up a YouTube channel, interviewing people. I would email them questions and they would record themselves doing answers. But then I got the confidence up with that and I thought, why don't I actually call these people and talk to them myself?
Wonderful.
So I started doing that, and for the past 5 years, it's just sort of been growing. And I've gone from someone really shy to someone really confident. And I'm just really grateful for the sort of support I've had along the way for that.
And I want to give a shout out to all my parents out there letting their kids lead. Once a child figures out what they want to do, like Regan, you just get them going, make sure they're safe, and then get the heck out of their way. Because as Daniel and you are proving, once you find your passion, all you need is a great support system to keep that moving forward. So we don't have much time. So what's one of your most favorite interviews or person you
interviews? Okay, gosh, on the spot.
On the spot, let's go. How pro is he?
Right now.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh god, you get bonus points. No,
I've interviewed lots of people, like some of the Doctor Who actors, Marvel, Star Wars. So it's always fun to speak with somebody who's been a part of something I've loved since I was really young.
Oh, and just one last thing. If you had any message to give to kids that also want to get started, but they don't have the confidence yet now, what would you say to them?
I would say to start small, like I did, and just sort of build it up and just take small steps. And I think you can get that.
Regan, you are wildly inspiring, and I am so glad you're a part of this event. And I can't believe in all your journeys, you have not found out about Bigfoot yet. So we are honored to be the ones to teach you.
Well, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to that.
And I look forward to being interviewed by you later on the red carpet.
See you later.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in later for more.
Boot bleeding through the dust, moon just hanging like it's tired of us. Bottle by the Bible in the passenger seat, both of them empty, both of them cheap. I got gravel in my vein, rust on my face. Every mile I drive just scrapes another name away. If there's mercy on this road, it sure hides its face.
All right, I couldn't be more excited about this next interview, and it's not the fact that we're both from Florida and we're both good-hearted Americans who hunt the squatch.
Oh yeah, Bigfoot hunters.
Bigfoot hunters at our core, but open to everything, right?
Absolutely.
We are more than, ladies and gentlemen, this is Natalie. She's wildly talented, almost to the point where I might even be jealous and like kind of try to block her out a little bit to get a little extra in. Now, you know, when you go through life and you meet people that not only inspire you, but you wish you could spend more time with, Natalie is one of those.
So much. I feel the same way about you.
Oh, you big kiss butt. So Natalie's working with, you are a part of Relic Films.
Yes.
You are, okay, so Relic Films, they just put out an amazing doc. Can people rent that yet? Or
it's going to be streaming in about a month, and then the DVDs are coming out very soon. It is called The Vanished.
Can you tease us a little about it?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Okay, we filmed last year in the Smoky Mountains. For those of you not sure where the Smoky Mountains are, that is in the Tennessee, North Carolina area of the United States. And we found all kinds of strange happenings. We interviewed so many people, and it was more of the cryptid paranormal side. We walked in going, what is it? What's there? And we really did an investigation about 2 individuals that went missing that they were never found. They just vanished. Never ever found. There was no evidence. There was nothing left behind. They vanished into thin air. And so we went in to investigate what is there. Yeah. Is it cryptid? Is it paranormal? And what we found is mind-blowing. Like, we found things that we never expected. And I think it really dives in deeper into the whole, what more is there? Yeah. We look at Bigfoot and cryptids and paranormal. Yeah. This is beyond that. So this opens up a whole new door for us to investigate.
New portal, as they say these days.
Portal.
But that's what I love, right? Like the second we start having this myopic view of our discipline, and we go, okay, let's widen it. Let's bring in the ghost hunters, the ufologists, and everyone. Yeah. Because once you combine all of our insights and kind of this wide spectrum view of it, boom. Yeah. More evidence, more things start to happen, and they're not as confusing because you're like, well, hey, actually that makes sense from this angle, which is so cool. And I do have to say, she in this film is a gentleman who I consider to be the world's greatest cryptozoologist. As a cryptozoologist and as a competitive man, I will say that I love this gentleman very much. Can you speak of this gentleman?
I can speak of this gentleman. The gentleman is by the name of Adam Davis.
We're not worthy.
I know. I was just like, this is a dream come true. It is a dream. And I got to go into the forest with him for an entire week. And we got to just experience all these amazing things. And, you know, all the things, you know, going out into the forest, there's some challenges out there, like storms. We ran into a big storm, and then it just kind of put a damper on things for about a day. But, you know, that's what you have to deal with when you're going out and investigating.
Yeah, doing Finding Bigfoot Forever, you're on a schedule. So if it snows, guess what? You still go. Yeah. If it rains, you still go. Right. But that also separates those of us that truly want this from those of us that are just fair weather adventurers.
Correct. So you got to just go out there and fight it.
Yeah. And I will speak. This woman, there is no challenge too big for her. And what I also love about you is you are reinventing yourself.
Amen.
This is a very successful and talented businesswoman who doesn't need to do this. She does it because she loves it. And I have watched her climb so quickly. She works hard. She can, like any team that goes out, she could join and instantly mesh and instantly assist and instantly elevate that squad. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate that. And I am very passionate. And to your point, you know, I don't make any money off of this. This is just truly from the heart. It is a passion to learn more, to understand what is out there, and just to find out more. And I know we just went to Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky in November. And again, that's going to be another film coming out in 2027. And what we found out there, I never even thought I could dream of thinking that I would ever see anything like this.
She's so talented. The next question I was going to ask is, what's next for Relic Films? And she already hit it for me.
There it is.
Does she get any better? No, we and we shared a special moment at the West Virginia Bigfoot Festival, where that was the hottest festival I've ever been to. It was the only time, you know, when you get like super sweaty and you don't want to hug anyone. It was the only time everyone was so nasty that like hugging and saying hi was like, No
we
big
were
deal?
all gross.
Oh, we were so gross.
Yeah, it was so hot in that building, no fans, and we would just push forward. So it was good. It was good.
That place has some of the most amazing stories of high strangeness. They have octopi in the river water there, freshwater octopi. Just if you take anything besides how wonderful she is and the fact you should work with her, think about that. And on top of that, from the UFOs to the Bigfoot to the, and people just go, oh yeah, the old man in the mountain is what they call it there. Oh, they live right there. You know, I wouldn't go up there on the weekends. They're usually there on Wednesdays and I believe Sundays. And you're like, wait, you're saying that so casual? Like, can I come back on Sunday?
Yeah, it's very casual. It's like, don't go up here because this is where the feral people are. So just stay away, you know, and just go down here. They're like, what? What?
So I guess one final thing is, if you had any wisdom to bestow upon other people wanting to get into the space, women, we need more great women researchers. What would you say?
I would say go out, challenge yourself, go out and take that next step, learn a little bit more, be adventurous, because I'm going to be 53 years old. I'm a mom. And I went.
She looks 35. She looks 35. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I just think everybody has a passion. Go out and just tackle it.
Stick around. Coming up next, we're going to interview another amazingly talented woman named Melissa. All right, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we're bringing it up a notch. I am here with the lovely and talented Melissa from Bigfoot Chick Adventures. And here's what is truly profound about her. You could arguably say she is the OG Bigfoot mama. And listen, I've been in the space a long time too, and I'm still meeting new people. I'm still meeting inspiring people in the space. And we have just met, and it is an honor to interview you. It is an honor.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so please tell the audience about yourself and everything, a little bit of something. And
sure.
I can't wait to learn.
Well, I've been in the interest area of Bigfoot and researching the Bigfoot Sasquatch mystery since 2005. I got into it because of my father, who was always interested in Bigfoot when I was growing up. So he discovered the Matt Moneymakers group online way back in the day. When it was brand new BFRO. And so he took me on an adventure and an expedition, and I had no idea what we were getting into, but we had so much fun and met the nicest people. I thought I'd meet a bunch of weirdos and stuff. I was really kind of looking forward to meeting a bunch of weirdos.
But weirdos are the best.
But it was all really normal people that had these incredible stories. I mean, they'd either actually seen a Bigfoot or somebody in their family had, and I was just hooked right away. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. And Matt was great, and he took us around and taught us about Bigfoot and how to look for Bigfoot and what the habitat's like and stuff in our area. And it was just really, really cool. And I got into it right away and started becoming an investigator for that organization for a little while, for a time, and then branched out and went into different groups all over the country. Met a lot of really cool people, and started having experiences like you eventually do if you do it long enough. And it made me like, okay, there's really something out there. So I did that for a long time. And then a couple of years ago, I started my own business, and I took a little bit of a step back and was still always doing it a little on the side. And then recently, this last year, met a new group near me called Seekers, and they are they research a little bit of everything. They're Bigfoot investigators, but they're open to paranormal and any kind of high strangeness. And I found that really intriguing. And so they're a tight knit group. They're awesome people. And we have a really good time together. And that's how I ended up meeting Greg Ogles and then Natalie. And I became a part of the Relic Films team. So take full circle.
And see, that's for people that want to get into this and want to start filming. If I was to give any advice, and you tell me, the thing people are most into is hearing people's encounters. That, if you don't have your own experience or you didn't watch the Patterson Gimlin film when you were a kid, that is something that will get you hooked, because people always ask, well, how do you know? Why do you believe? And it's, you will meet good people. And when they tell you their encounter and it's been 20 years later and the hair on their arms stands up, their pupils dilate, and they actually have to go, give me a second. It's like I'm right back there. You lock in, right? You lock in.
I mean, it's fascinating because you, whenever somebody's behavior changes because of an experience, something happened to them, or they witnessed something extraordinary and they were, they're forever changed by it. And so to me, you don't need any proof. That's proof to me. A behavior change is proof. Like they were, a manly man that had millions of guns and would walk into the woods and now they don't go at all.
They won't go back to that spot
or
again.
Go back to that spot, or will only go with a lot of people. I mean, that's compelling to me. Yeah. And so I just love hearing those stories. And I've had, I have not yet had my eyewitness sighting, which, I keep waiting one day for one to just walk right in front of me and I'll take a selfie together or whatever, but that hasn't ever happened. But I've had some really strange things happen.
Give us one good strange thing that compels you forward.
Well, one of the most recent strange things was when I met Natalie when we were together in the LBL, which is, I'd always wanted to go there. It was like a dream place to go. You want to talk squatchy? It's a squatchy place. That's all I can tell you. I'd always wanted to go there, and so we had just this incredible pounding sound that was happening all around us. It sounded like it was coming off the top of the ridge and all in the trees around us. And then it intensified. You could feel it through your feet. You could feel it in your chest. And then it kind of changed in timbre and sound and started becoming boom, 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 like a rhythmic drum, like a maybe a Native American drum or something. And then, we all saw like this kind of a beam of a light that was coming behind a tree. And then we saw these three little shapes that popped out. Some of us, me and one of the other girls, kind of got really nauseous for a few minutes. And then we were able to and Natalie kind of put us behind her and we chilled out and we were good. But later, one of those three little shadows kind of charged towards our cameraman, and it was crazy. We don't really.
Now, by little, what does little mean? What size?
It was down on the ground, and it had long, spindly arms, and it was walking. It was kind of
spider crawling,
kind of not spider crawling, kind of a lope, kind of a gallop towards them on all fours. I didn't see it. I saw the shadow movement, but I didn't see it coming towards them because we were all distracted and talking. But our cameraman jumped out of the way and screamed and drew his gun, which was the first time he'd ever drawn a weapon doing this because he was terrified. It was crazy, right? And so we don't, I don't think that was Bigfoot.
Yeah. Okay.
If everything that we researched, it matches the description of what's called a rake, what's known as a rake. So I left with so many more questions, than answers.
And that's what a good investigation will give you, right?
And so I'm dying to go back because there's just so many compelling. There's so many other cryptids I haven't really investigated that have been sighted in that area.
Sure.
So that's been the highlight of everything I've done so far. Wow. I've had some really hair-raising kind of sounds I've heard and weird things kind of happen, but that's taken the cake, and that's very recent.
So two things: your fashion sense is on point. So who are you wearing today at the event? And two, what is next for you?
I tell everybody I'm a walking Temu ad. I'm a walking Temu ad, and everybody laughs about that. I love Temu. So I'm wearing Temu. I'll be wearing Temu tonight. So yes, and what's next is we're Relic Films is working hard to promote the documentaries that they're already out. Yes. I do a lot of the marketing for Relic Films, and so we're working hard to get that promoted. And we're getting ready to work on a couple of new films this year. So we're excited. We can't release too much about it yet, but there's 2 in the hopper.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. So what you just heard her say, like if you're interested in getting into this, that's what you look for. Just start listening to people tell their stories and find the person you trust, right? Like I trust Melissa. So when she tells me that, she experienced that. And if she's experiencing that, what else is out there? Melissa from Bigfoot Chick Adventure is another wildly talented person in the space. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to do the red carpet with you and get to know you more.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. My Bigfoot Life premiere is going down tonight. Red carpet. We are live. We love you. Stay curious and stay weird. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this live session for the My Bigfoot Life premiere happening today in Somerset County in Bridgewater, spelt with no E at the end. Americans, for some reason, put an E at the end of bridge, in England. It is strangely enough, a sunny day. So maybe even the heavens are winking at us. And maybe they're winking at us because what we are actually doing today is we are closing this chapter to move on to things that hopefully are even bigger and better than My Bigfoot Life. The Legend Seekers Network, which we hope you sign up for to look into. We have a series on that, which is family friendly, and we go out and we explore all of the great unknown. But it has been a wild, tumultuous ride with My Bigfoot Life. And for those of you that get into filmmaking, get into adventuring, and want to break into a space and become a face in it, you will face tremendous challenges when that happens. Taking a film from concept to being able to be watched by the world is a massive undertaking. And to any and all of you that take that challenge on, we commend you, we salute you, we love you. So today, after we have this wonderful premiere with the High Sheriff to the King, we're going to put this down and we're going to march forward into the future. I want to send a very heartfelt thanks to the Barnett family for welcoming us into their life to participate in Daniel's journey. I want to thank Daniel for overcoming such wild obstacles that would put most of us 6 feet under the ground to ensure that all of us have this and get to partake in this beautiful Bigfoot odyssey. And I do. we as a team, we wish for all of you that you find your place in this world, and you find your voice, and you stand tall. Don't ever limit yourself for anyone. You be the light. You be the best version of yourself. And when you see this film, that is what you're going to recognize in it, is a bunch of people. We all wear masks, and it is okay to take that mask off and be authentic. Because right now, in this day and age where everything, you can't tell if it's real or not, authenticity is the most beautiful thing that we can offer. So please check out My Bigfoot Life. It is truly something special for you to enjoy. It has everything from Bigfoot to drama to adventure. It's kind of like a James Bond film. And we love you. And we hope that you join us for the rest of this wild adventure. And we promise you many, many, many more amazing things. And and last but not least, I just want to say that this is heaven on earth, and you deserve to see it as such. Find your tribe, take that first step out the door, and have the best damn adventure of your life. We love you, and we will see you at the premiere.
I was just a kid with stories, mud on my boots, wild in my eyes. You never laughed at the footprints, you just asked me to tell you why. Mom made tea at the table, Dad said son were right behind. You held the map when I got lost, pointing me to my own life. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Nanny saved your old home movies, Gramps told tales by the fire's glow. They lit the spark in my chest, said chase the things that you know. And it pulls me back to earth when my head's up in the pines. She'll say, breathe, just be Daniel, don't get lost in your own mind. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile as you're standing on the sidelines, clapping through the hard nights, from the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by. I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. Ryan's like a Bigfoot brother, always there in the dark. Oh yeah, loves me hard when I stumble, laughs with me at my scars. Brian walks like a wise old trail guide, speaks truth, soft and slow. Chris is that warm camp lantern, safe light anywhere I go. Ronnie said, kid, I believe you, when the world just shook its head. Monica bet on this story, through the good and all the dread. This is my Bigfoot life. Every frame, every mile, all of your hearts in the spotlight, every name in my sky. From the first shaky shot to the credits rolling by, I only found my courage 'cause you were in my Bigfoot life. If they ask how I got here, I won't talk about luck or time, I'll just say